Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about what are effects. Now, in order to get an intuition for what effects are, I'm going to show and demonstrate to you some effects using some of the course tracks that we've already heard previously, and then we'll talk a little bit more in depth about the theory of effects. So let's go ahead, we're going to pop over to Ableton Live, which is just a form of music production software, and I've got one of our course tracks loaded up here, the L2DJ Basic Drums 120 BPM track. This you would have heard in section 2. And so let's go ahead, let's play that to remember what it sounds like. All right. So at the bottom of Ableton here, I have 4 different effects that I've added. One is called overdrive, one is called auto filter, one is called reverb, and one is called delay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this little button here to turn on the effect, and we'll hear one at a time what each of these effects does to the output of the audio. So I'm going to turn on overdrive here, and let's go ahead and let's play our track. All right, so listening to that, we can see that overdrive is taking our track and kind of adding like some fuzzy grittiness to it, like almost like really driving it up, you know, and kind of like it would play like through a guitar amp and it was going sort of crazy. And so that's pretty interesting. Let's take a look and see what auto filter does. And I'm going to just go ahead and turn on auto filter, and I'm just going to drag around this kind of what's called a filter envelope here, and we'll see just what that does by playing. Cool. So it seems like auto filter is kind of like an EQ type of filter that basically allows certain frequencies in. So it looks like when we dragged it all the way to the left here, only frequencies between 0 and 1000 hertz were allowed through, and everything was sort of filtered out that was past that threshold. And as we kind of dragged it open, everything was allowed through. So it looks like auto filter works sort of like that. Let's take a look at what reverb sounds like. Interesting. It's kind of adds some space to our sound. And let's take a look at delay now. Very cool. All right. So now that we've actually heard what some effects sound like applied to one of our tracks, let's jump back over to our presentation here and talk actually about what effects are. So, Robert, what are effects? Well, effects are electronic devices that are responsible for modifying audio signal somehow. They somehow modify the audio input and change it in some way according to different parameters. So that's really abstract, so why don't we take a look at an example? Well, here's an example of a fake overdrive unit. And you can see that like we have an input signal on the right-hand side. This is sort of our clean input. It's like what our track sounded like here before we turned on any of these devices. And when we put it into this electronic unit on the overdrive, we have these 3 parameters available to us: tone, level, and distortion. And so behind the scenes, these control interfaces are actually wired up to complex electrical circuitry that we can't see, but will actually modify our input signal and produce an output signal, which I've illustrated here as the distorted sound that we heard when we put on our overdrive. So if I scroll back over here, so as we tune these different parameters, we can actually get different sorts of sounds coming out of our output. But basically, an effect is an electronic device that's responsible for taking an input audio signal and modifying it to create an output signal somehow. So if we just jump down here quick, we could see what the inside of a distortion circuit might look like. And this is just a fake distortion circuit. I am not an electrical engineer, but you would have all these kinds of wires hooked up to different switches and resistors and maybe even integrated circuits. that would basically take an input electrical signal, modify it in some kind of fancy way, and that would produce then an output signal that we would audibly hear as different. And then we would wire this up to our kind of control interface here on our distortion unit 1. So this brings to light a really interesting question, which is how do we balance between the amount of clean input audio signal that we hear versus the distorted output that we hear? Because, for example, if we jump back to our example and we turn our overdrive all the way up, you can hear it doesn't really sound that good. It kind of sounds pretty, I don't think we'd want to release that onto the internet, but who knows, maybe we would. But the question of how we balance the clean versus distorted output is a really important one. And it leads to this idea called dry and wet signal. And so here you can see I've kind of drawn a picture of what the difference between dry, wet, and a balance of dry and wet might look like. So the dry signal is what we could think of as the clean audio input. And it's illustrated here with just this single straight red line. The wet signal would be what the audio effect unit is outputting here. And so in this case, it's a distortion. We're kind of just adding all this crazy fuzziness to our audio signal, and it's just outputting that. And so if we cranked our effects unit all the way so that it only had dry signal, we would only output essentially clean audio. Our effect unit would effectively be turned off. It wouldn't be adding anything to our original signal. Whereas if we turned our effect unit all the way on so that there was no clean audio input, we would just output the wet signal, which was the completely processed signal. And so in the case of our distortion, we might only hear the distorted output of the track that we just heard. So in DJing, this lends to this idea called dry and wet, which is basically a parameter or a knob that we can tune to balance the mix between the amount of dry signal versus wet signal, or the amount of clean audio signal versus the amount of processed signal. And so being able to master dry and wet and be aware of it as a concept, it will become really fundamental as you start applying the different effects that we're going to learn about. All right, so that's been a little bit about effects. Let's jump into the next video as we go explore some of these effects in depth. I'll see you there.